Hi, I'm Mark Tyrrell, co-founder of Uncommon Knowledge. On this website you'll find what we've called our Sensible Psychology Dictionary. So I wanted to take a couple of minutes to tell you why we created it. Now, I don't know whether you see it like this, but it sometimes seems to me that there are more and more kinds of psychiatric labels for all kinds of psychological conditions. Years ago it may have been pretty rare for a family member or friend to be diagnosed with a mental disorder or condition. Whereas now, you probably know people or have even yourself been diagnosed with some psychological condition or other. And this seems to be in no small part due to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders published by the influential American Psychiatric Association. So what is this diagnostic tool with thousands of diagnostic criteria actually used for? Well, it supplies a common tool for clinicians such as psychiatrists, researchers, psychiatric drug regulating agencies, health insurance companies, pharmaceutical companies, the legal system, and also policymakers to define and categorize human emotional suffering and characteristics that make people. So each time the DSM gets updated, some diagnostic criteria and categories are taken from it, and some new ones are added. And before the last update, members of the public were invited to suggest new psychiatric criteria. In some ways, I think it's great that we have ways to organize and classify the human condition. So we do need to understand one another and to have understanding and empathy for differences in psychology and for when we or others suffer. But it's always been a challenge, I think, to know when to stop classifying and to distinguish between what is a legitimate part of the human condition, a part of someone's character or a result of their life experience, and some brain condition they may or may not have. So when there's only one way to see human problems, the medicalized one, it can start to seem almost natural. So we felt an alternative description of the sort of emotional difficulties many of us experience might be helpful. And so the Sensible Psychology Dictionary was born, and I hope it helps you gain a wider, more empowering perspective on any mental suffering you or your loved ones may have been through.